One thing I don't appreciate about the old map is that a lot of the stuff has been updated in the newer map. It looks prettier. This old map certainly does not, comparatively speaking. But it has its own charm, and I think weirder lighting as well, right, Mimi?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you know, this is a very day map, and the current map is a lot more gloomy, nighttime. Definitely fits more of the vibe of the game, but
very good
gotta
rescue.
appreciate the daylight.
Yeah, very, very good rescue by that Ivy. Hello, 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 everybody. We are live at the oldest map in the game with all of the newest heroes. We have collated them all in one team. Some of the most fantastic players in the entirety of NA and, you know, frankly, EU and such, because we really have Eternus players from everywhere, And we're gonna have to see how the hell this U map looks like. Tell me a little bit, Mimi. What do you think? What are your early thoughts?
Man, I'm just happy to see this map again. You know, it's been so long since we had 4 walkers. We've got the side TPs back. It's going to be really interesting. I'm excited to see if these Eternus players kind of remember the quirks of the old map.
Oh, you know what I'm really, really excited about? Solo laning. The fact that solo laning is back is insane to me. And we already see Drifter, one of the best 1v1ers in the game, arguably, just acing that solo lane. That Abrams certainly was a little bit bruised. But, yeah, there's just so much to talk about. I don't know if people still remember the whole map that much. But one of the few things that I really think we should mention are... Question number 1, what are those teleporters? Yes, there are so many teleporters. And, oh, is Meko gonna die here? Nice, big swap, and that's a big kill. Jidism kills Meko. Very well done. Very good kill. But yeah, the very first thing is the old map is wider, bigger, and yet smaller because all those teleporters and all those, that very small distance between lanes means one thing and only one thing. Ganking is going to be really important in these lanes. We haven't seen anything yet, but we're going to see some soon, I can only hope. The second thing that I really want to talk about, and we're looking at the Doorman right now, because one of the important questions that you might have is, how did you solve the Doorman ult in the oldest map? Well, we just gave him the Sinclair ult. That kind of solves everything, right? Apparently on this map, the Sinclair ult would just make you fall incessantly, and then you never die. You just kept falling. And that was unideal for this game. We want players to play the game. Anyhow, tell me, what do you think? What are your early thoughts? Do you think that a team comprised only of the 6 newest heroes is balanced?
I wouldn't say it's balanced. I wouldn't say it's terrible, though. You know, the old hero team was able to very strategically select while, you know, they were just given the 6 new heroes. So I think that's a bit of a disadvantage for the new hero team. I also, you know, the new hero team was granted 3 bans, and they chose to ban Wraith, Infernus, and Seven, all to just spite Comrade.
Oh, yes, yes.
They didn't ban the Lash, and on the old map, Lash loves to hang around the center of the map, just massive, massive slams, so that's going to be really deadly.
Yeah. No, certainly on the old map, we're going to see a whole bunch of Lash. There's so much verticality. I mean, there's verticality on both maps, but still. That big mid-boss is it's going to be so much fun. I do really hope we get to see a mid-boss with a US map. But yeah, we haven't seen much in the way of ganks yet. I think that the game is going to open up a bit now that ults are starting to pop up. And we do already see 2 of the characters have ults way before anyone else. That is, of course, the Drifter and the Calico. Of course, played by Comrade and Jidism, both E6 players. Incredible, the lot of them. And I mean, they're profiting off of that solo lanes. For people who don't remember, there used to be a whole bunch of balancing shticks to balance out the solo lanes with the dual lanes. They don't really exist anymore because, you know, there's 3 lanes and they're all dual lanes. And I think that the fact that the Comrade and the Calico and the Drifter are going to be really, really fed is going to be very important in this game.
I'm also excited to see, you know, starting out in a solo lane, this Drifter is going to be looking to get those blood scent stacks early and often. So the more he can kill this Abrams, the better.
Yes. I mean, we're only at 1 kill. Like, not a very bloody early. Well, it's a couple. As I say that, Meko has managed to vanquish the Drifter. A little bit of overextension, I guess. But yeah. I haven't seen any ganks yet. I think people are just so used to the idea of not having any early ganks without realizing how small the old map is. It's very interesting. They're gonna have to break those habits. The side teleporters, it's gonna be so much fun. Anyhow, the very first buffs are up. Buffs are no longer on top of the very tall bridges. They're just at very small bridges, actually. So that's a very interesting thing. But yeah. Oh, is there gonna be another kill here? He didn't get a teleport. He didn't catch it. And he missed this big thing. And yes, yeah. I think Meckel was just looking for a nice slam there, but he failed to get it. Anyhow, yeah, I do already see the side lane characters are just so much more fed. We do have to talk a little bit about that Billy. What do you think about Billy as a side laner?
I mean, it kind of works for the same reason Abrams works, right? He likes to be up close. He doesn't like multiple people. He is better in the 1v1s, but he just doesn't quite have the health pool. And I think that's why he's not doing, you know, crazy numbers here, especially since it's Eternus players. They're going to play smart. But here he is, 0-2. Not the best.
Yeah, certainly not very bad. Yeah. We're going to have to figure this one out. So, I think that it's really important to look at the fact that the very first lane is collapsing right now with that Calico managing to grab, and she's going to become a lot more active on the map. She already has like a very easy gank on lane number 2. Paige and Frank are not fantastic early laners. They do have their ults at this point, but yeah, I mean, the big problem with putting Paige and Frank is that Frank already is mildly immortal. Paige makes him a lot more immortal, but the damage really isn't anywhere compared to at least the choices. I do want to talk actually about another very important thing, which is the team comms. So we have the 6 new heroes because we forced them to. We forced all the 6 heroes to be in one team. But I think there's a lot more synergies happening in the other team. I mean, just having the Ivy for gank, Slash for mobility, Paradox for picks. It's a lot better composed of a team, it seems to me. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a drafted team and a forced team, so it's definitely a bit of a disadvantage, pretty tough, but hopefully they can keep it going.
Oh yeah, I mean they're gonna keep it going. There's some fantastic players in that team. I do want to talk about Jitism and Ifons, who are both E6 players, incredibly good. They're the de facto captains of the team. So yeah, again, only now with the fall of lane number 1 do we have the very first ganks with that Calico coming in on lane number 2. I'm very surprised. I think it's just people have forgotten how to gank before minute 10. I swear. And use the side teleporters.
Yeah, well, typically the side teleporters would open now. I believe they were already open due to just bugs with it being the old map.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see when those start getting used.
Yeah. I am curious as well. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. But yeah, any interesting item choices early on that might correspond to the newer map rather than the older map concepts?
So far, absolutely nothing. It's been very standard. You know, everybody's going for a pretty typical build. We've got Gun Ivy, kind of Punch Abrams, Spirit Lash. Everything just makes sense so far.
No, that makes sense to me. Nice swap there. Manages to save the Paradox with 9 HP, but that's not going to be enough. And Calico just comes in. I mean, yes, it's true that the Billy and the Doorman and the Calico and the Abrams are very fed compared to the rest of the people. So I'm curious to see how they're going to impact each other. The blue team certainly seems a lot closer in souls, whereas the Abrams and the Calico are very, very high on top of the other people. One thing I don't appreciate about the old map is that a lot of the stuff has been updated in the newer map. It looks prettier. This old map certainly does not, comparatively speaking. But it has its own charm, and I think weirder lighting as well, right, Mimi?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you know, this is a very day map, and the current map is a lot more gloomy, nighttime. Definitely fits more of the vibe of the game, but
very good.
Gotta appreciate the daylight.
Yeah, very, very good rescue by that Ivy. Gets the stunned Abrams right out of there. But yeah, we're gonna have to see. I don't know. I'm just very excited to see all this new map stuff, all the old cams. I remember these. But yeah. And now the urn has popped up. Do you think that there's like a massive difference between the older and the new urn, Mimi?
Well, the urn is further, so the teams kind of have more time to respond, but then again, the teammates can be further away, so I think it kind of balances out in the aggregate, but it'll be interesting regardless.
Oh, okay, we are back, and we do already see that Paradox be swiped away by that Mina. A lot of kills happening left and right, and Lash is certainly enjoying the old map a lot. I don't know. What do you think about the mid-boss compared to the old mid-boss? It's going to become relevant, I think, in the coming minutes, so... there certainly is a lot... It's a lot easier to get to, I think.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say.
Ooh, big swipe there. Is she going to be able to escape that Mina? She's so low HP, but Abrams certainly doesn't have the chasing power, I think, to get her, right?
No,
with her bats. No. And Altus Force! Altus Force! And that's not going to matter. Very well done. Very, very well done.
Another interesting thing, you know, on the new map, we're used to 3 Guardians, 3 Walkers, and how all the slots interact with that. But here... the old characters have 3 out of the 4 Guardians, but still don't have a flex slot. So
that's a very important question we're going to discover live. How the hell do flex slots work with the new map? I'm not sure. Does anyone have any flex? Neither of the teams. Well, I mean, the blue team should have a flex slot. I guess maybe it's tied to map rather than tied to the game itself. It's
tied to map then, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting to see what stuff is tied to map. Like, for example, the teleporters are clearly tied to the game rather than map because, you know, they opened up at the very beginning of the game, which was not the case in the old map. But with the new map, yeah, it seems like they need all Guardians. It will be really funny if there's just no flex slots. That would be hilarious.
So brutal. So brutal.
So brutal. You would have to change the builds by a lot. And by a lot, I mean a lot.
And we've already got a few characters that are sitting on max slots, so...
Yeah. I mean, especially the side lane characters, I can only assume. Okay, Billy has managed to get a nice ult, and there goes the Comrade. Comrade, again, forced to play Calico because we stole all of his M1 heroes. Well, the Sapphire team stole all of his heroes. Mina just nopes the hell out of there. She's like, yeah, I'm not gonna win that one. And tries to get out. No, there's no vent there, so she can't just like quickly get out of there. But yeah, I think the old map certainly favors some lower mobility characters, stuff like Paige and such, just because with the zip lines, there's just so much more mobility that's available. So yeah.
But wider map, sometimes things just get left open. Ivy takes entire walker for absolutely nothing.
Do you remember when side laning was a thing? Do you remember that?
I remember it.
Yeah. Do they have a flex slot? Well, I should check right after this death. I think this Drifter is somehow still alive. Very well done. Is he gonna be able to get out?
Come out and die like a man.
No. This Drifter cannot get out, right?
It looks like he might.
Yes. And well, yeah, with Fordu, he's just healing. Nice wall jump, and he just gets out. What a Chad. But yeah, let's see if that team has. There's no flex slots.
No flex slots.
There's no flex slots. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an Eternus with no flex slots. This changes everything.
Maybe, you know, slot 2 is just bugged. Maybe they'll get one. I don't know. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I hope it's just a visual bug. This will be a very unfun game if they all have 8 slots the whole game. But yeah. Nice stun on that Abrams. Oh, is that going to be enough? Billy does use his charge, which he normally needs to just stop that Abrams dead in his tracks. He hides in a small box. That's not gonna be enough. Also, that's the old entrances, right? Because a lot of the new entrances have like the old veil, have the veil, right? The old entrances have just like a shadow person. It doesn't even hide you, really. Yeah, it's kind of funky. But like there must be some items that work very differently on the whole map. Like, you know what we should have done in hindsight? We should have just added Soul Rebirth to the map, just cause.
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
That would have been hilarious, wouldn't it? But yeah.
Okay, so there we go. They do have one flex slot, so I'm assuming it's 2 walkers then for that second flex slot.
Yeah. Well, they only have 1 walker, right? So yeah, it must.
Right,
it must be 4 guardians, 2 walkers, 4 walkers, 1 shrine, right? Okay, good. Good. It would have been pretty bad otherwise. The Sin of Sacrifices. Okay, they're the new ones. They're the new ones, not the old ones. I don't know. I don't know what to say. The fact that they're really this flex slot locked is something very interesting. I mean, I remember there were a lot of switches. They were like, oh, 3 guardians, 4 guardians, all the time. They were switching just to figure out what the optimal flex slot allocation is. And it's really obvious once you look at it. We're like, oh yeah, they're kind of locked. But yeah, that should be all. That should be the very first flex slot for Team Amber. And big Lash ult coming in. That Lash is very low. He's gonna probably have to back and let Calico try to figure out that Drifter and try to figure out that Billy. Billy does get stunned, and that is gonna be game. Rip Billy.
Yeah, so far, old heroes are definitely taking a pretty commanding lead here, just over 10k soul advantage.
Yeah.
Does not look great.
Yeah, the Ivy just managing to get that Walker very early was incredibly valuable. In the old map, it used to be the case that spirit damage did not damage Walkers that much, so you kind of needed to use gun damage. But yeah, between the Ivy Kudzu and the gun, she just is so good at side laning, and the map certainly allows for it. But yeah, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see. I do think the newer heroes do have some late game advantages. Mina and her incredible ability to just destroy walkers and mid boss. This is actually an interesting question. Is this the old mid boss or is this the new mid boss? As in, like, with the amount of shield that the mid boss gets, because that did change, right?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's gonna be the new one.
We're gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, big pick on Mina here. Doorman does manage to steal that Ivy ult. Is that gonna be enough? I think he might have just escaped in the pinch of time with 10 HP. I did hear Calico. That's oh no!
Oh, Ivy hunts him down.
Ivy intercepts. Very well done. Very well done.
And New Hero's got multiple people down right now. They're gonna be stretched thin trying to defend all 3 lanes.
Yeah, this is like another problem.
Gun Ivy.
Right?
Absolutely shredding.
Yeah. I mean, this is like the problem, right? Losing 1 hero on the old, or even 2 heroes on the old map, you of course you can still push, and especially late game. But in the early game, it's just very difficult to like press your advantage. You might do a little bit of walker bruising. In this old map, oof, there's just nothing going on. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure this out. And that's gonna be a 3rd walker gone.
I think it is.
Yeah. Oh my god, the old sliding paths. I miss these so much. And Urn has been picked up. Urn is very much on their side. And that's not gonna matter. Lash is just gonna try and drop the Urn and try to get a pick here. Or he's gonna die. He's just gonna... That's Uber Eats delivery Urn, ladies and gents. Oh no. Ivy. Double jumps. Big parry. And that's not gonna matter. Ivy cannot 2v1 here. I think Ivy does have to back. Okay. Gets the pick! Yeah, they're gonna have to earn in 40 seconds as well. I think that's the only way back into the game for the team of all the new heroes, so we're gonna have to figure this one out now.
Yeah, now they're down to 1 walker. At least should be able to defend that one more, but you know, how do they break that defensive posturing? We'll have to see.
Yeah. Oh my god, the speed on the Calico is actually insane. Gets a very nice pick on that Mina. And I think we're starting to look towards mid-boss. Lash does have his ult. And I don't know. Instead, the Paradox is just opting to get Base Guardian. Base Guardians do not grant you a flex slot. I'm pretty sure you need a Shrine for this one. I think you need like 2 Base Guardians and a Shrine, something like that. But yeah,
I honestly don't know how it's going to work.
Yeah, this Billy is very committed right here. Despite the amount of stacks that the Paradox got, like 5 stacks on her bomb, doesn't matter at all. The Billy is just gonna go in. Are you gonna try to out-punch that Calico? Yes, no, maybe so. That's gonna be really interesting. Okay, 1 person dead. You're gonna have to fight this 1v1 with no blast. A bit of a tough prospect. Loses the ball, and that's 3 people down. However, there seems to be a pick on Ivy. Occurs always a caster. Not today. Mimi's casting today. He's just playing.
No, of course, Comrade, extremely good player, but that on top of having the solo lane, 35k souls, that is a scary, scary cat.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Almost a tiger or a liger, if you will.
Yeah.
Now, I do have to say though, yes, it's true that he had solo lane, and that gave him certainly a very good early game advantage. But Comrade is very well known for his diligent farming, let's call it. Okay, big Lash ult. Do you want to commit here? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think just committing to that Victor is like a very big problem for the lab. But yeah, Siphon Life has been activated. Billy is trying to get away, trying to back towards a walker that does not exist, trying to back towards Guardians maybe. The path is clear for him, but will he manage to make it there? Yes, he will. And Abrams is forced at the nick of time. Destroyed. Nice ult, stuns that Lash. And yeah, Paige can clean up here. Again, not to say that the Amber team doesn't have a very big advantage right now, but I think the Sapphire team is managing to do stuff with very low amount of resources, I have to say.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Very difficult to catch this Lash, especially on the old map. He's just majestic leaping, superior stamina. You see him, he's gone.
Yeah. There's just so many more nooks and crannies now. There's not as much like open space, so to speak. I do hear a Haze ult happening somewhere. Does she manage to get anything done with that? Nope, not at all. Instead, gets destroyed. A little bit of irritation can be felt. And that's another dead person.
The streets are mine.
We're trolling so hard. I don't know. I mean, like, here's my personal intuition. If you are really fed... Ooh, mid-boss. If you're really fed, you might want to take those 1v2s and 1v3s. And the other team might not want to take those 1v3s and 1v3s. Nice parry reached here. Oh, oh God. The parries are going insane. No. And that is a dead occurs. And that is dead Victor. Is that going to be mid-boss? That is going to be mid-boss. It does seem to me like it's the newer mid-boss. He doesn't have enough HP. He got blasted very quickly. Is there going to be a Mina steal? Mina steal coming in. Nice parry, but Lash counter ult gets her, and that's 3 picks, and that is a Mina dead.
Yeah, this is really going to hurt. This is going to be a big push.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't have that Mina ult to defend the walker. That's a little scary.
Now, yeah, with that last walker gun, that's going to be one more flex slot. I think Ivy is just going to easily shred that. Already has capacitor and everything that Ivy needs. And yeah, they're just going to push forward, I think. No reason not to with 1 player up and full rejuve. I do hear 2 ults, probably the Doorman stealing that Abrams ult, doesn't matter. Guardians, okay, so you get a flex slot for a base Guardian, fair base Guardian. Okay. Very fair. And now they have to come to the base. Do you remember the old base?
Man, barely. I'm in free cam right now, just looking around. It looks so different.
It really does, doesn't it? With a nice platform on top and all those nice side entrances. But yeah, I think they did swap base later than the map changes though. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how this one goes. Is this like the old? Yeah, it should be, right? It should be. Anyhow, that was 2 picks, 3 picks! And I think Team Sapphire just managed to fight the invasion back.
That was a super solid recovery.
Very, very good recovery. And will this Haze die here? Yes, she will. That's 4 people, I'd say. Oh, 5 people! Oh, that's going to give them a lot of breathing space that they sorely needed. I think they're going to have to grab that urn. The urn should very much be on their side of the field. One person grabbing the urn, pushing all the lanes, trying to get that flex slot. And we just see, let's talk a little bit about this Gunpage build. What do you think about Gunpage?
I honestly really like it. I think it's a fun build. You know, it's either support page or gun page. And, I mean, gun page has a lot of damage, so...
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
Almost
I like
certainly. Yeah, the Gunpage with split shot is just so valuable. Lash does manage to get a nice knockdown on that page, but the page just escapes. I think there was some sort of bug or minimized window or something. Regardless, 1 walker picked. I don't think there's going to be a second walker pick, but with that urn, it seems like the souls have almost been equalized. Only a 10k difference. And then a 26, not a significant one by any means. But yeah, we do see with the opening of the flex slots, Scourge has been bought by that Victor. What interesting characters are you seeing? Like, what interesting builds are we looking at the end game?
Well, of course, gun page. I think that's always a little interesting. Everybody else seems to be going for a pretty standard build. You know, we got gun Ivy, gun Haze. Victor's just going straight survival. Yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be really fun. I do want to see. I do want to see how this all pans out in base, and if there's any like big differences in base defense. We did already see Sapphire manage to do a very, very good base defense, but I'm not sure if it was the base or just the quality of the players.
Oh, throwing shade.
No, I'm saying like you have to be really, really good players in order to defend 25k down, even in base, right? And with Reju on, yeah. I don't think I'm showing shade. Comrade knows that I care deeply about him, because if I didn't, then we'd have like no players. God, it's hard to get players for these. These games take a very long time. 40-minute waiting times. Anyhow, we're gonna have to see how this one pans out. We just see all of these people hovering and just trying to get some sort of engagement there. They do desperately need that 1 more flex slot. They're very locked right now. They're going to be looking at the right where the weakest walker is and try to get something. We do see this Drifter trying to bruise that Ivy. Does a fairly good job at it, but he's just going to back Spirit Burn to heck. And the big team fight has started. Okay, trying to go straight for that Victor. Gets a very, very nice punch. That's going to do a lot of damage. A big mass of swaps, and that's going to be the ult. Will there be a kill right after? Yes, no? Immediate kill.
Nothing occurs could do there.
Yeah, just 4v1ing is really, really hard. Maybe pre-patch. Maybe pre-patch. I don't know. There was this really funny thing. So we were doing our one-trick championship games, and we did a Drifter versus Victor game. And we did it like almost hours after the patch came out. And the Victors won handily, despite the fact that Drifter had been out for a couple of days at this point, so people had way more XP with him. And between the game and the release of the video, Victor was nerfed 5 times. Within like 48 hours, like 24 or 48 hours, it was nerfed 5 different times. It was ridiculous. God, how strong that character was. Anyhow, very, very big fight happening right now in mid. And with the patron being down, I think maybe you can close it here. You are a player up. Haze goes for the ult. Haze goes for the ult. Is that going to be enough damage? And it is. GG. So we learned 2 lessons today. Lesson number 1, do not feed Comrade. It's irrelevant if he's playing an M1 character, Ivy, Dynamo, I don't care. Just do not feed him. Lesson number 2, like and subscribe. Why? So you can see more amazing games like this. Anyhow, have a good day, folks.